Yep, it's cat dog. Now, there seems to be a couple handfuls of people that keep chirping at me about my thoughts on the Cardinals draft. And most particularly, the fact that I didn't think that the Cardinals would 100% clean house with getting rid of Josh Rosen and going in a complete 180-degree opposite direction in which they tried to tackle the year before. So obviously, I'll start with the draft overall. I'm pleased with the draft. I mean, I think we got the best wide receiver in the draft, even though he is small and from the University of Massachusetts and didn't get a lot of ink. When they first made that pick, which was the trade for Josh Rosen, I had heard about this guy as, being one of the top 5 prospects, but I honestly never really looked at him. And then, of course, I scoured YouTube, just like all of you did for your draft picks. And I started watching. And the pure speed just jumps out at you with this guy. I mean, he just flat out flies. And I think that's going to be a huge key to helping this new K2 offense. And yes, that's what I'm calling Cliff Kingsbury, is K2. I like the help that we got on the defensive line. I was aware of him. Obviously, I was aware of our second round pick. Being a Pac-12 fan, I was very pleased with that pick. Brasinho knows that dude's a straight baller. And then the last pick in the draft, believe it or not, was number 7, the irrelevant Mr. Irrelevant. I really like that pick as well. Another Pac-12 guy, good tight end that can catch the ball. But the Cardinals showing the fortitude and the brass cojones to draft Kyler Murray. I really did not think that the Cardinals organization would have the stones, to make that pick. And that's why I was adamant that they were not going to take the midget. I mean, I could believe the cojones to totally, clean out the Wilkes-led coaching staff after 1 year. But I really didn't think that they had the stones to, wash out on Rosen. Which I'm still a firm believer. Rosen is a good quarterback. I mean, he got labeled a lot of shit when he came here, and nothing of which was true. But then again, we all should be accustomed of the bullshit from the media, from politics to, this latest example of, only wanting to talk about Tiger instead of talking about, a player totally dominating a golf course in the field. So the media is whack. But as far as Kyler Murray goes, obviously the kid's special. It was never about Kyler Murray with me. It was more the Cardinals are no way are they, going to go in this direction after, trading to get Rosen. I just could not fathom, the Cardinals doing that. Because there's nothing wrong with Josh Rosen as a QB. And he might very well end up, being a special quarterback. Now, as far as Kyler Murray goes, the talk out of camp is, the throws are, of course he's in shorts, but, they're talking about the gun and the throws and just dropping shit in on dimes. And I haven't seen it. The hype coming out of Cardinals camp with this guy is insane. And as you all know, I'm not going to believe none of the hype until I see it on the field. And then when we get down to our 53-man roster, which is another thing, all this nonsense about, the Cardinals, all that, they won 3-13. This is not that team. I can guarantee by the time that 53-man roster is done, we might have 20 players from last year's team that make this team. So it's not going to be even remotely the same team, especially on offense. Coaching, players. This is not going to be the same team, and I think it's funny too, that the pundits and everybody else assuming that the Cardinals are the same team and are going to be 3-11. That is just absurd. But there's my little fucking 8-minute video that y'all been fucking hitting up my DMs and Instagram, fucking chirping on videos that got nothing to do with nothing. About, this whole being wrong. Oh my God. Everybody's so fucking particular. But that's basically was my thinking with the number one draft pick. There was just no way that the Cardinals were going to, go that drastic with, with changing things up. But, to Bidwell's credit, he went all in, and I mean all in with this K2 hire and the way they're setting it up, which, it's kind of like the ASU situation with the way they set up the internal workings and making it about getting players to the NFL instead of the way that they had been recruiting. And it's showing. It's showing on the field at ASU. It's showing in the recruits. And with the Cardinals, just the willingness to change things up, like, basically Cliff Kingsbury is the offensive coordinator and Vance Joseph is the defensive coordinator, and some of the other guys on the staff are, Cliff is the head coach, but he's not really going to have 100% head coach duties. Which I don't know how that works and all that stuff, because I've never been a coach, so I don't know. But I think that they're letting him concentrate on, changing the NFL and the way we look at offense. And, it's going to be something special. But I ain't believing the hype until I see it. I'm out.